Hey guys, welcome to episode number 54 of the Sports Plus Life podcast. My name is Edgar, Mr. AKA Rodriguez. And welcome. Episode number 54. We're inching. We're on the second half of on the way to 100. So we're over halfway there. 100, that's the goal. We'll get there sometime. Episode number 54, the Brian Urlacher episode of the Sports Plus Life podcast. Remember the old Chicago Bears linebacker, vicious, probably defensive player of the year. I don't know his accolades, but that guy, I remember watching Brian Urlacher play, and I'm like, that's a man right there. That is a man. No one messes with him. Now Chicago has Khalil Mack. That's a man. No one messes with him. But yeah, I remember Brian Urlacher. I love Brian Urlacher. One of my favorite linebackers of all time. Brian Urlacher. What school did he go to? New Mexico, right? We're going to find that out right now. Right damn now. Brian Urlacher. Just going to find out right goddamn now. He's not even that old. 42 years old? Holy shit. He retired pretty young. How long has he been retired? Hold on. Let me take a look at his college. I'm sure it's New Mexico. Yep, college New Mexico. The dude's 42. God, he looks good, doesn't he? Anyways, speaking of men, this last weekend, UFC, I think they're calling it like UFC Apex, Las Vegas Apex 4. Or Fight Night, Porier, whatever. Porier versus Dan Hooker. And I think we all saw fireworks early. Unbelievable. What a great fight that was. Amazing fight. Those two were men. They went in there and they fought it out. And Dustin Poirier proved the better man. Close fight. I think it was judged correctly. Ref very well. Everything went well in that fight. And you can't say that about a lot of fights. But I mean, it's kind of hard, no one, it's not that hard to ref because no one got dropped. I think Hooker was in trouble a couple times with submissions. But other than that, I mean, no one got dropped, to where you're like, oh shit, is he still out of this fight? I mean, someone got flash dropped. I'm trying to think. So much was going on during that fight. But it was an amazing fight. And I think Dan Hooker has an advantage because he literally has no chin. You can't knock him out. You knock his equilibrium off. If you hit him right in the top, in the temple or the dome, you can't knock out Dan Hooker. I don't know what it is with that guy. But dude, that guy's tough as nails. Imagine fighting Dustin Poirier and Paul Felder back to back. And then not to mention, you've also fought Edson Barbosa. You beat up Jim Miller. Just to name a few people, a lot of top of the top in the lightweight division. So mad respect to Dan Hooker, but even more respect goes out to Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier, I don't know how he does this. If you want to worry about anybody getting CTE, I think it's Dustin Poirier. He's been in there with battles with Eddie Alvarez, Max Holloway, one of the best, featherweights of all time. Justin Gaethje, who he beat Justin Gaethje, who is currently the interim champion at lightweight. So, I mean, mad props to Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier's been in with some of the best. And he's finished the best. And he's continuing to fight the best. The thing is, with Dustin Poirier right now, he's kind of caught in that, I don't know, he's kind of caught somewhere weird. Because Khabib versus Justin Gaethje is supposed to happen in September. Now, will it happen in September? Who knows? Khabib is battling a lot of other stuff. His dad's conditions worsened. I don't know how that's going to go. Who knows how long that gets dragged out. I think either he healed up from COVID. Khabib's dad either healed up from COVID and then got it again. I am not 100% sure. So that's where that is right now. So right now it's settled for September, which is still 2 months away now. Pretty much. With July coming up here in a couple of days. What's next for Dan Hooker? I mean, honestly, a lot of people are going to be like, no, I don't think he deserves it. Give him Connor. I don't want to see Dustin versus Connor. Let's see Dan Hooker. Let's see Australia versus Ireland. I'd see that. Fight Island. I'd see that in New Zealand. You can have events in New Zealand. You know what I'm saying? So why not? Have it in New Zealand. I'm sure McGregor will be down. There's going to be a lot of pay-per-view buys. Maybe you even get a gate, there in New Zealand. I doubt it happens, but I would love to see that. I would love to see how Dan Hooker can stack against someone like Conor McGregor. But I think even if that doesn't happen, that's just me doing wishful thinking. I think Dustin Poirier should fight Conor McGregor. Why not? The winner faces the winner of the lightweight championship. That's where we're at right now. They want to give Conor right now is quote unquote retired. You know how I feel about that. I doubt he's retired. If there's going to fight that you're going to have to make, that should be the one. Let me pull up the rankings here because I don't know what the hell happened to that tab. UFC rankings. Now, I don't know if these are updated or not, but let's take a look here. At lightweight, Dustin Poirier, you even have, God, I don't know who you fight. Charlie Oliveira? Charlie Oliveira is the only one in there who has a winning record. Kevin Lee just lost. L.A. Quinta just lost. Diego Ferreira is another guy you got to look out for too. Maybe that Diego Ferreira versus Charlie Oliveira is another fight you want to make. I think Diego Ferreira's fighting somebody. Hold on, let me pull it up here. Because he beat Pettis not that long ago. I thought he was fighting someone. I don't think it's in writing yet. That's another guy you got to look out for. So I think maybe, God, that's stacked. It's such a stacked division. Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier makes sense. Conor McGregor's quote unquote retired. Dowdle's still retired. I mean, eventually when things pick up again, Porier says he doesn't want to fight till the end of the year anyways. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens with the world as we speak, as far as talking about COVID-19, coronavirus. We're going to see what happens if Conor McGregor does come out of retirement. We'll see what happens with this Justin Gaethje, Khabib Nurmagomedov fight. Because Khabib pulled out of fights. I don't remember the last time Justin Gaethje pulled out of a fight. So who knows? Nothing's set in stone. Ever. Nothing's ever set in stone. It's very rare you see, something set in stone. Nowadays you have to expect the unexpected or expect the expected. It's very unexpected world we live in. Very I want to say, troubled times, different times. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen there. But the lightweight division, very, very stacked, very, very exciting. Tony Ferguson, he's still in the mix. Dustin, maybe even make a Dustin Poirier versus Tony Ferguson fight. I think Tony Ferguson deserves that. Whoever wins fights the championship. If McGregor doesn't want to do it, let's do that. There's so many different opportunities there for everybody. Maybe Dan Hooker versus Tony Ferguson. Why not? But I think Dan Hooker needs some time to recover because he fought. He fought. You should have seen him at the end of that fight, getting off the cage, getting treatment. He was like, dude, he got it bad. It was bad. And Poirier put it to him. Poirier, I don't get that, dude. I don't get him. He has this ridiculous, he stands there and takes shots and exchanges. He has a ridiculous chin too. I mean, we're ranking those chins. I mean, you got Ferguson, who has a crazy chin. Max Holloway has a crazy chin. I think there's someone else in this. I don't remember who else. Someone else had a crazy chin. I think it may have been this card. I don't remember. But Poirier's a man as well. Like Brian Urlacher I was talking about earlier. Dustin Poirier is a man. And also Dustin Poirier just got nominated not awarded yet, but it was nominated as the Forrest Griffin Community Leader Award. I want to pull that up here because I don't want to get that right. Because what he's done a lot of good things. For those of you who do not know, Dustin Poirier always auctions off his the hell is that? Always auction off his gear for his I'm saying foundation, but it's what is that? What is it called, Dustin? It's a foundation. What is it? No, it's not that. It's I wouldn't even call it a fundraiser. What the hell is it called? Maybe foundation. Oh shit! Hold on. Let me see what this one says. Dustin Poirier receives inaugural Forrest Griffin Community Award. I got it right. UFC announced that former interim UFC lightweight champion Dustin Poirier has been named the inaugural. Let me pull this up here. Pull this article up because I don't want to fuck this up, and he deserves props for what he's done. When all this COVID-19 kicked off, he and his team, bought pizzas, made pizzas, and fed the people in his at his hospital, his community hospital. And he's done a lot of things. Auctions off his gear, for money to his, what is it? Hold on. Let me put it up here. Performance. Dustin is a great athlete, but more importantly, he's a great human being. Of course he is. Said Dana White. He's a kid that works hard. Where the hell is it? Is it an organization? Foundation. Fuck. Is that what I said? Foundation? Is that what I said? It is, let's see, as the inaugural recipient of the Forrest Griffin Community Award, Dustin will receive a $25,000 donation to the charity of his choice. All donations are courtesy of Toyo Tires. I'm just grateful for, here's what he says. I'm grateful for the things we have accomplished with the foundation, the way it's growing, and the support and people getting behind it. Porier said, after being surprised with the award following the UFC Vegas 4 weigh-ins, it's amazing that when you do something from the heart, something that means something to you, and you do it the right way, all the right things fall into place. These things are forced. They are just happening. These things are not forced. I think that's what he meant to say. What is the name of his organization? I think it's a Diamond Foundation or something like that. Something with his name. And I'm going to get it right. And I'm going to link something in the description if you guys want to check it out with his foundation. But he does a lot of great things, man. Baby Channing Tatum. That's what I call him. Baby Channing Tatum. How big? Okay, let's make sure first. I don't want to call him Baby Channing Tatum, and then he's taller than the actual Channing Tatum. Beautiful Channing Tatum. What has he been up to, man? I haven't seen him in a while. He's 6'1", so he's about my height. He's 40 years old. Sexual and violent. Look at him. Violently sexy. Baby Channing Tatum. Dustin Poirier. Deserves everything he does. Hard works. Beautiful family. That guy's done it right. Somebody you guys definitely want to look up to if you want to be a fighter. And or just somebody in general. You want to take a look at somebody who works hard, does a damn thing, is Dustin Poirier. I've gone in here and I've talked shit about Dustin Poirier, especially after his last fight against not Conor McGregor, but he beat Nurmagomedov. But it's all within fighting. I will never question him as a man. Never. Like, same thing I do with LeBron James. I'm not a big LeBron James fan, but I would never question LeBron James as a man, a philanthropist, and what he's done. So let's get that shit straight. If I ever come at you, it's not you as a man, it's you as an athlete and what you within that realm. I will never come at anybody for being a man. It's very rare I'll come at somebody for a man, but most of the time they would deserve it if I have to come at you sideways. All right? Speaking of coming at you sideways, Mike Perry, Mickey Gall, the co-main event on this fight card. Now, I chose Mickey Gall to win the fight for many reasons. Mike Perry came out with his girlfriend as the only person in his corner, and with not a whole lot of training. So a lot of like different training regimen. It was just him. I'm sure he trained with a couple guys. It looked like I know he posted it on Instagram. Let's talk about it. Mike Perry won the fight, handily. Mickey Gall was outclassed, and I think what won that fight, I kind of said it, Dustin Porier fight. I tweeted out. You can follow me on MRAKACO and Sports Plus Life on Instagram and Twitter. So at MRAKACO and at Sports Plus Life on Instagram and Twitter. I tweeted out. I said, "Experience won the fight for Dustin Poirier." Hangman, so I think only went 1 5-rounder before that in UFC. Dustin Poirier has been in many of them. Same thing with Mike Perry and Mickey Gall. Mike Perry has a lot of experience. Has been in tough fights, and just won that fight. It was just him in there, no corner, no different, no feedback from the corner. All he had was his girlfriend. His girlfriend comes out, "You're doing great, baby." Put the ice on the neck, brought the bucket out, brought the stool out, and he did. It was experience. That's how he won that fight. Now I don't know. From what it sounds like, after the fight, it sounds like it was kind of a one-off thing. But imagine that. Imagine like your girlfriend watching this with you. She's like, "Oh, she's in her corner. Like you can't have me in your corner." Like, imagine having to answer that. Like, look, he took her to work. You can't take me to your work. Like, who's over there that you can't show me in front of your work peers and shit like that? It was weird. It was something weird to see. I thought he was married though at some point. And like, you got married, and the girl was blonde. And almost got in a fight over her at one of these retreats. Hold on. I'm just tripped out by all this shit. And like, it was just recently. Like, they just got married. I think it was within a year. Mike Perry married. This year. Yeah, that doesn't look like her. Most of them know UFC welterweight stand-up recently parted ways with his wife, Danielle Mickerson. The couple had been married for approximately 7 months before Platinum allegedly dumped her ass, according to former striking coach Frank Lester. Holy shit, I gotta read this now. Hold on. Most fans, and the couple dumped her ass in a post on the UFC Instagram and on his official Instagram page. Lester expresses delight after hearing news of the couple's breakup. So she was toxic. You would think it would be the other way around. Let's see. Diego Sanchez says, "I tried to warn him in a kind, loving way when he announced engagement." A fan who then responded to the comments from Diego Sanchez and Frank Lester asking, "What's wrong with Danielle? We're all confused by this." Lester replied by suggesting that the Platinum Princess was hurting Mike Perry's career. "Bro, she's our word. I'm not going to say it. She's selfish, fucks with Mike's head. He'll live a better life without her in it. It's my opinion." She's toxic. Damn, that was crazy. That was the weirdest shit. This was just not that long ago. I thought he was married. He wasn't. Separated. I don't know if he separated, divorced. I don't know what it was. Because I remember, that was just funny shit. Now he's married. Beautiful little girl. I don't know how I say beautiful little girl the way she's a beautiful gal. And brought her in the corner. He loves her. They're backing each other up. Is what it is, man. Hopefully that works out for him. Hopefully that sets him in a straight way. But holy shit. His post-fight interview after the fact was pretty funny. He's like, I got to get my taxes right. And, USA needs to stop taking money out of Mike Perry's account. Mike Perry's pans and shit like that. Mike Perry is definitely an odd duck. I like to say that odd duck is different from most. One thing he does know how to do is fight. So he brings the fight, man. He loves the fight. He brings it. pretty good fight for him. He fought a great fight. Mickey Gall fought weak. Don't know what I have no idea what he was trying to do. Where I thought he would have been strong, really didn't look strong. Tried to stand with him. I thought he was going to use his grappling a whole lot more. I think he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, so that's on him, man. That is on Mickey Gall. Don't know what's going to happen from here on out. A couple other fights I want to talk about. Actually, let's talk about Maurice Green versus Gian Vellante. I thought Gian Vellante was going to win this fight. Then out of nowhere, got caught with the arm triangle choke from the bottom. So, arm triangle choke. Like I'm using this to choke, so it's triangle. So I'm wrapping my arms around me. Let's say look at me. Your head's right here. You're using your arms to choke the head and arm choke. Trying to explain it. But anyways, from the bottom. So I'm on the bottom. You're on top of me. I grab you. It's an awkward hug, and I choke you. That's what happened. Crazy. Because he was losing that fight. And John, man, dude, that Vellante, he's out of shape. I mean, not out of shape, but like, he's a beer belly. He's eating good for heavyweight. Because he used to fight at 205 pounds. He's like, nah, he's just eating. But I think he should have won that fight. He got caught, man. That's what sucks for him. Brandon Allen versus Kyle Daukaus. Crazy fight. I keep saying his name wrong. I think I typed it in wrong, too. Brandon Allen versus Kyle Daukaus. This crazy fight. Now, I thought Daukaus coming in at 6-0. 6-0, all submissions. And I said that before. There's a different experience between experience outside of the UFC and experience inside the UFC. There's top dogs in the UFC. Brandon Allen has that experience. He has submission experience, knockout experience. Been in dogfights as well. And he came out and brought it. They both brought it. Daukaus surprised me, landing big elbows. It was a great exchanges on the ground, on the feet. It was a very entertaining fight. Daukaus is tall, 6'3" at 185 pounds. Brandon Allen's about 6'1", 6'2", so he wasn't no slouch, no small guy. But it was fun to watch. It was fun to watch that fight. And it went the way I expected it to go, but it was way. I figured Allen was going to win the fight, but it went way more competitive than I thought it was going to be. But it was very, very entertaining. Probably the second best fight on the card. Crazy. If you guys have not checked it out, you have ESPN Plus. Go check it out. Great fight. You gotta take notes. These two guys you're gonna see in the middleweight moving forward. Which is a crazy middleweight division right now. Who is the champion of middleweight? Izzy Adesanya. So that's something to look out for, man. That shit's wide open right there at middleweight. Do I still have the rankings up? Let me take a look here. Because now you have people like, here's what you have here. And let's talk about up-and-comers. Because you're going to have someone like Marvin Vettori, who's right there. You have Ian Heinisch from Colorado here, training out of Colorado. You also have, Edmund. I think it's Edmund Tarvadian. I can't remember his name. You look out for him. He'll be fighting soon. You look out for Brandon Allen. You look out for Daukaus. So there's like a riser. Edmund Shabazin. He's right there, ranked number 9. There he is. You're going to start seeing people like Derek Brunson fight away. Kevin Gastelum fight away. Jack Hermanson and Kelvin Gastelum will be fighting here pretty soon. Darren Till supposed to be fighting here against the former champion Robert Whittaker. Got to look out for someone like Jared Cannonier. So there's a rise there. A lot of separation, but there's a big rise there. And you're going to see a lot. Yeah, that's going to be probably overtake the 155-pound division. That's probably one of the best divisions out there, given everything takes place. And Paulo Costa is supposed to be fighting Izzy Adesanya. So, it's rumored it's supposed to be happening like August, maybe, I think. So keep an eye out for all that shit. But a lot of great fights there at middleweight. Uriah Hall fighting Romero here pretty soon as well. So a lot of fights going on there. I'm very excited to see what that Edmund Shabazin, and then also someone like, who's he fighting? I know he's fighting somebody. I don't know if it'll show me here. Give me a sec. No, it's not going to show me. beat up Tavares, beat up Marshman. All finishes within the first round. Also beat up Bird. Tough dudes. Great wins. But yeah, check out for that. Another fight, real quick before we start moving on here. One that I parlayed as well and I messed up on. But there's a lot of good fights. So you had to look at Julian Erosa. Darce choke, crazy. Probably got submission in there. Let me take a look here. What are the words? Performance of the night goes to Julian Erosa and Kay Hansen. Kay Hansen, the young girl, 20 years old, called up like 3 days ago. Comes, brings the pain, brings the W, fights a former champion and Invicta champion. Ends up getting the finish with an armbar in the third round. Someone bet $37K on her to win 20, and they won. Got the bet. And they met each other after the fight, which is pretty crazy. And Dustin Porier and Dan Hooker got the fight of the night, obviously. Erosa, there was something else here I was going to talk about. Tanner Bozer, knockout. If there was a knockout tonight, he would have gotten it. Yusuf Zalal from Denver, trains out of Denver. One decision, good fight. But Kama Worthy, in my opinion, was losing the fight against Luis Pena. And same thing, out of nowhere, snatches up a guillotine, wins the fight. Shit's heartbreaking, man. Every fight. First parlay. Every time I parlay a fight, the first fight of the night always gets a loss. I win all the other ones. Except for this one, I think I picked 5 fights and I won 3 of them. I think. It doesn't even matter anymore because I lost. But this actually was kind of like a very good card, but for some reason, I don't know why, it was kind of underwhelming. Maybe it was like my attitude. Maybe I was in a bad mood. I don't know why. But it was still great cards, great fights, great individual performances. And if you ever take anything away from me, it's the first time watching the Sports Plus Life podcast on YouTube or listening to it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Did I say that again? Spotify, Google Podcasts. Anywhere you get your podcasts at, I will give you the heat. If you're even learning anything from me, UFC is where it's at. If you want to watch sports right now, it's the most consistent sport going on right now. There even talks about basketball not even happening maybe after all. I've heard those rumors. Baseball, we'll see what happens with baseball. They don't even know if football is going to happen here in September, August, whenever that happens. They already canceled the Hall of Fame game. NASCAR is the only other thing going on, and so is golfing. Boxing's been going on. So who knows? UFC is the way to go. Probably the most exciting sport out there right now. So go ahead and give it a check it out. A lot of it's free too. I think the next pay-per-view will be 2 weeks from now. About 2 weeks, July 11th. That one would be the Kamaru Usman versus Gilbert Burns. The like a triple header. Max Holloway versus Volkanovski, and then Porier versus Jose Aldo from Rio de Janeiro. Obrigado. But we'll talk about that next week when the time has come. Other big news, just signed yesterday. Today being Monday, yesterday Sunday. Cam Newton has signed with the New England Patriots. And let me show you my my told you so face. I knew this was going to happen from the get. That was the only place he could have gone. That and the Chargers. Obviously, Chargers either didn't have him on his radar. They want to go with Tyrod Taylor. They did just draft Justin Herbert. So that was the only other fit that I can think of. There are all talks about him coming to Denver. But obviously, I think it sounds like Denver has full... what is it called? Full backing? No, it's full confidence in Drew Lock moving forward for that offense. I think it makes sense. Now, a lot of guys wouldn't. I don't know. I think he signed for the league minimum, but it's a very heavy incentivized contract. So what that means, I mean, he has goals. He has, like if I was selling something, I had to hit 25 sales to make a minimum. I had to hit 25 out of my 50 or whatever. Just type of shit like that. So you have to hit a certain amount of yards, maybe rushing yards, maybe touchdowns, maybe wins, passing yards, to reach his incentives. Maybe he has to make the Super Bowl. Maybe he has to make a playoff, win a playoff game, throw this X amount of picks. So those are what it means by it being an incentivized contract, up to $7.5 million. I don't know what the league minimum is. Maybe 1.8, something like that. Oh shit! Oh no, never mind. I was like, oh shit, I got it right. I don't know what the league minimum is. Like 1 something maybe, but still, it's like, I don't think it's crazy. Like a quarterback his caliber, as much hate as I give Cam Newton, hell of a player, 6'5", great size, great arm. Obviously has the great feet, very athletic. Has been to a Super Bowl. So there's a lot of tangibles with that guy, a lot of upside, especially going over to a team like the Patriots. Why? Well, you have a veteran receiver in Julian Edelman. You're definitely going to have the running backs. You're definitely going to have the best coach ever at the helm. Someone's going to help you out. And I don't even think they're done making moves. I think they're still going to make a couple moves, maybe to help that out. They have... what's the name? The kid from last year, their first rounder from last year, and then they also got another first round. No, they didn't get a first round. There's a third rounder, but they drafted differently. Let me take a look here. I need to pull it up to see what kind of moves the Patriots have made. Technical difficulties. NFL. Let me see. I'm gonna take a look at NFL, what the moves the Patriots have made. This one during the off season, because they offloaded a lot. With especially in their defense, Kyle Van Noy being offloaded to Miami. See. Bo Allen. Is this additions? I gotta make sure. Hold on. Devin McCourty, Marquise Lee, one of them. Brian Hoyer as a backup, obviously. Damiere Byrd, wide receiver. So nothing like, Joe Thuney. They placed a franchise tag on him, offensive line. Danny Vitale, fullback. So not like crazy moves, but for Bill Belichick, these are solid moves. And 1-year contracts is like the norm for Bill Belichick. He's a smart dude, knows how to run this team. Knows how to improve that cap space. If they need to make different moves, they need to sign somebody else, for the year. They can do it. He's very smart with them. Does this increase the Patriots' Super Bowl chances? Definitely increases their AFC East chances, winning the AFC East, getting to playoffs. Now the Super Bowl, I don't know. You still have the Chiefs to contend with. Baltimore is getting better. I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to be a homer. Denver Broncos are flying. Cam Newton has not done well against the Broncos, so let's put that out there. Who else? I mean, you even look at the NFC. You still have the Giants, or not the Giants, the Giants. You have, speaking of San Francisco Giants, San Francisco 49ers, Seahawks, New Orleans. You can even throw Tampa Bay there. I think even in their division, the Dolphins made a lot of positive moves on the offseason. A lot of good moves. So it's going to be interesting. Now, whether we play, that's a whole different thing. Whether we have fans in the crowd, that's a whole different thing. So there's a lot of different variables that still have yet to be answered. We just don't have, questions. We just don't have answers for them. No one knows the future. No one has an 8 ball. No one has the magic, whatever, beanstalk, whatever. But yeah, I'm glad Cam Newton found a home. Time will tell. You guys know old Uncle Edgar has. That's one of my favorite things to say. Time will tell. Time will tell whether this helps the Patriots, whether it hurts them. Time will tell whether we are able to play football at all. Time will tell whether we'll have fans in the stands too. Yeah, not a whole lot to go over as far as that goes. It's big news. It's huge news. I even heard the Patriots are interested in signing Kaepernick. Why not? Let's put a double-headed monster. Brian Hoyer don't need to play. Brian Hoyer does not need to step on the field. Just stay. Just sit somewhere. Get your coaching license. That's what we're going to talk about here. Anyways, over the weekend, Friday to be exact. I think Friday? Friday or Thursday. Thursday maybe? Friday? Chelsea beat Manchester City 2-1, which gave Liverpool officially the Premier League championship. Now, it wasn't a surprise. They were always going to win. They've done just like anything. Everything's gone their way. In championships, you need a lot of stuff to go away. You need a lot of luck, but a lot of it was skill, too. A lot of great coaching. And a lot of it was one thing that I mentioned a long time ago. I was just pre-podcast. I always said they needed a goalkeeper. That whole Karius situation was bad. That wasn't even their Karius. Simon Mignolet was their number one. Karius was in there. Was it Simon Mignolet that did? It was Karius that dropped the Champions League final for them against Real Madrid. Literally out of his hands. That's all they were missing. They bring in Allison. They bring in Allison from AS Roma, and that made a huge difference. Allison coming over from AS Roma, huge difference. Virgil van Dijk, huge difference. The way Trent Alexander-Arnold Alexander has played, huge difference. Not to mention Mo Salah. I don't think Mo Salah is huge, but Robert Firmino, James Milner, Robertson outside of the back. They had one of the best defensive backs out there. Center backs, full backs, whatever you want to call them. Center backs, full backs, half backs, right back, left back. Their defense was stout. And I think the best player on that team was Trent Arnold Alexander. And he's 21, 22. Like, he's still very, very young. Has a lot of football left to play. Whether he stays at Liverpool the whole time, I don't think so. A lot of those guys have big dreams. But Liverpool's been his home club, his childhood club. We'll see what happens when, moving forward. When after this season, maybe there's a lot of buyers. I bet there is. Someone like PSG could come a knocking. Got people like Neymar over there. Got people like Mbappe over there. A lot of great players over there. You can make a lot of money. That's a very, very dangerous team. Now, stuff like this, whether they keep the core or not. I mean, the biggest people you got to keep is Allison. You got to keep someone like Mo Salah. Definitely got to keep Robert Milner, Virgil van Dijk. That's what you're trying to keep. You want to keep Trent Alexander-Arnold. What is it? Arnold T-A. I'm going to mess up his name. I hate doing that. Pretty funny. I'm just pulling up this story about Mike Perry again. Let me put in Trent. Shit. Shut up. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Okay, I was messing that up. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Very, very great talent. Very, very good. But hats off to Liverpool. They were always going to win. I think it was decided after Christmas. There was nobody touching them. And of course, I blame Manchester City because Manchester City couldn't put away Chelsea, which would have put Manchester United up in fourth. So now we got to deal with that. Now the game's not over. I don't know how many games are left to play. Let me see if I can match this. There's one. Let me go. Hold on. Let me do this here. Go to Manchester United here. Let me click on them. Because it'll show how many more games they have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think 7. Because I think this one, yep. There's 7 left to play. So a total of 21 points, I think. That's what I'm looking at. On the table. Now, I think they're going to have to be perfect. They're going to have to be perfect to place 4th. Now, that's not the end-all, be-all. They made it to the semifinals of the FA Cup. That will happen July 18th. That will be against Chelsea. Make it to the finals. They win the finals. They have a spot in the Champions League next year. It's kind of like a play-in type thing, if I'm not mistaken. But they have a spot in the Champions League next year automatically, which is huge. Now, ultimately, I think you still want to finish top 4. I think there's a whole lot more money there as well, finishing top 4. So, 7 games left. Right now, as it stands, actually, Wolves are up ahead of Manchester United. They're in 5th place right now. So it goes Liverpool, Manchester City, Leicester City in 3rd, Chelsea 4th, Wolves, and then Manchester United. Wolves have played an extra game, so they do have that advantage. They did win 1-0, I think is what they won last time. So Manchester United playing. Who they play next? They play Brighton tomorrow, 1:15, which I'll be watching. Hopefully 3 points there. Then they got Bournemouth. Then they got Aston Villa, Southampton, Crystal Palace, West Ham, and then Leicester City to round out this season. I think at least a minimum of 18 points right there, maybe 19 points. Honestly. You probably get a loss or a draw to Leicester. That's going to be the toughest team, but we've seen a lot of inconsistencies. Manchester United before. Martial scored a hat-trick last week, but I think Rashford still had 2 good shots to probably put 2 on the board right away. So the finishing is still sometimes kind of a question mark. We'll see. Also, the defense has played better. I think having Nemanja Matic in front of the defense helps out a lot. Very physical defensive midfielder. I don't want Fred in there. I think that right there in the middle, you want to put Matic, Pogba, and Fernandes. Bruno. I think that's what you need to do. You got to keep that security blanket. Because although I think, Lindelof, Harry Maguire have done well, they've shown that if they could get all 6s and 7s, is what they say over, in the UK. 6s and 7s being all crazy, all confused, whatever. You get a little careless back there, and then we've been scored on. For example, that 1-1 draw coming off which one was that one against? Tottenham? That should have never happened. Harry Maguire got wrong-footed. He got buckled. De Gea should have stopped that. De Gea's been inconsistent as well. So there's got to be some things we still have to clean up if you want to win out. Get 21 points from here on out. We will see. Bright spots are, Tony Martial getting on the board with a hat-trick. First hat-trick, by the way, 7 years, 2013. So trying times since Sir Alex Ferguson has left the club, Manchester United. But we are coming down to a home stretch, a very, very exciting home stretch. So tune in. Looks like, let's see if they play tomorrow. There's games Saturday. There's games next Thursday, Monday. So look out. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So watch out. Every fucking day. A lot of football going on. Very exciting. And also congratulations to Bayern Munich, who won. Let me pull up their... they were on Bundesliga table. So they won their 8th in a row. So very, very... I've said that this is one of the best league, but also and they won by a lot too. Right now they're at 82 points. Borussia Dortmund's at 69 points, and they kind of just pulled away. I don't know how many more games there's left. That's it. Oh, they're done. Yeah, I think they're done. They are all done. No more games left. Bayern Munich has become victors. Borussia Dortmund, Red Bulls Leipzig, and Magenblad. All Champions League, Leverkusen, Hoffenheim. I believe Wolfsburg will get down to the UEFA. What is it called? UEFA. UEFA League? Europa League. God, I am all. Oh, I'm just fried. Maybe it's too hot outside. My shit's fried. But yeah, I'm very excited to see what happens with Dortmund. Gio Reyna, Jordan Sancho, will he get sold on the offseason? We'll see. Pretty crazy. Speaking of Dortmund, so that way, just kind of give you guys a heads up. Christian Pulisic is the one who scored the 2 goals against City, I think. Let me go back and double check here. But I think Christian Pulisic scored both goals here. Let me go to Chelsea right here. And then, where's it at? It's right here. Where is it? No, Pulisic scored 1, and then Williams scored a penalty. Pulisic got to start at Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund then coached by Jurgen Klopp. And I don't know if this is true. There's a little kind of like a little quote going on. It's a picture of Klopp and Pulisic at Dortmund. And it said, "One day you're going to win me the league, kid." And he did. Beat Man City. Won him the league. Pretty crazy. Full circle. And Christian Pulisic, I mean, I'm going to throw this out there. And I wanted to talk about him today, but I'm not going to, don't have time. But Christian Pulisic, is making it hard for someone who just signed for Timo Werner, who played for our Red Bulls Leipzig, who I just mentioned, probably one of the top scorers in the Bundesliga. Chelsea just signed Timo Werner, and they're like, "Oh, what's going to happen to Christian Pulisic? What's going to happen to Timo Werner?" I mean, you're going to have a very, very hard time to start over someone like Christian Pulisic, who's scoring goals right now, playing very, very well, very strong. The American's doing good. The new Captain America. So I'll definitely talk about him in the future. We'll talk about that when it comes. But yeah, still a lot of football left to play. MLS will start the tournament here pretty soon. Probably like a couple weeks, I believe. Maybe a week or so. We'll see. Keep your eye out. Definitely want to talk about one last thing before I leave. And this has nothing, kind of with sports, kind of not. Has to do with Dr. Disrespect. I think I've mentioned him before in this podcast. Dr. Disrespect, for those of you who do not know, Dr. Disrespect, one of the biggest Twitch game streamers, one of the biggest Twitch streamers out there, was recently just perma-banned. So permanently banned from Twitch and a whole lot of other platforms is what it sounds like. A lot of rumors circulating around that. It has to, so with the way things are going, the Me Too movements are going. Twitch has been rumored that it was something to do with a year or so ago. I can't remember. Dr. Disrespect cheated on his wife, committed adultery. Was not against the law. Obviously against the Bible, stuff like that. So I don't know how that goes, but something has to do with those allegations right there. Now, both of them have since tweeted out saying, Miss Assassin is her name. She's tweeted out that thank you everyone for the for the support and this type of stuff. And he's also tweeted out last night that thank you Champions Club, which is his team, his people, his followers. Champions Club. I'm kind of paraphrasing. Still have not received official word on why I got permanently banned from Twitch. We're working through to get this together. Just kind of stuff like that. So it's very, very big mystery, and it's very, very crazy. A lot of different rumors floating around. But the reason why I brought it up, and just for the rumors itself, there's been a lot of Me Too movement going on very well. So a lot of streamers being accused of a bunch of random things. It's a crazy time to live in. There's so much bad stuff going on right now. And, streaming is one of those things that I just started doing as well. And like I said, you can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/MRAKACO. With Mixer going down, Twitch has probably gone down as the biggest streaming platform out there. And, a lot of things also going on is DCMA. I don't know, DCMA, copyright strikes, people who are using, music without permission, like you would, let's say you use like a Nelly Hot in Her, being recorded, and you're getting donations, you're getting money, you have these big deals, $10 million deals. So that's like, you don't have permission to use those type of things. Well, you get in trouble. There's copyright strikes. You get 3 and you're out. You're permanently banned. A lot of people have gone through this, so there's a bunch of random shit going on, but I kind of got off track. But I think, there needs to be better judgment on all platforms. Better judgment on all platforms. Let's not jump to conclusions. Let's not go off of rumors. We are quick to prove, to think that someone's guilty before proven innocent. That's kind of what we're doing nowadays. Allegations, sexual misconduct are very, very bad. I would treat them very, very serious. Especially with something like, Chris D'Elia. If you guys don't know, Chris D'Elia coming out, contacting minors. A lot of crazy shit going on. But I just want you to, the reason I brought all this up, I'm kind of going off of Rambo's. We just need to do better for our kids. We need to hold ourselves accountable when it comes to our kids as well. I don't have kids. I have a niece, and I will hold myself accountable to holding her at the highest, having her act, in a manner that is not, just trying to hold her accountable, just trying to raise her a better way, help her get raised. Like I said, it takes a village to raise a kid, and I'm part of that village. I want to be my part. I want to do my part. Also prepare her for a shitty fucking world we live in right now. So I want to prepare her for what, for anything really. She'll be, she's very, very young though, but I want to be a part of that. And it starts with parenting. It starts with teaching. It starts with elders. So a lot of crazy shit like this, I think it starts early. We got to teach our kids. We got to do better for our kids. We got to monitor our kids. There's a lot of fucking creeps out there, obviously. So, but yeah, that's crazy news for Dr. Disrespect. And I hope one day that I'll be a good Twitch streamer. I have a lot of followers. Hopefully I'll be out the good content. But a lot of serious allegations being thrown around, especially on Twitch and in world in general. Let's take care of our kids. I'm going to say that again. Let's take care of our kids. Let's do better for our kids. And let's make sure our kids are straight. Let's make sure, not straight as in sexuality, but straight as in they're good. We got them. They don't have to worry about so much. They're taken care of. That's what I meant by straight. So, that's it. That's all I have for you guys today. I appreciate you guys tuning in to Sports Plus Life Podcast, episode number 54. Holy shit. Episode 54. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. MRAKACO, Instagram and Twitter. Sports Plus Life, Instagram and Twitter. Follow me on YouTube.com/Sports Plus Life and Twitch, twitch.tv/MRAKACO. I'll be streaming. Holy crap. I'll be streaming right after this is done. And yeah, follow me every night. Go give me a follow on Twitch. That's where we're gonna have a lot of good discussions there too. Live discussions that can happen. I might even move the podcast over to Twitch. You never know. So come holler at your boy. Holler at your boy. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If I don't see you guys, happy 4th of July. Stay safe out there. Save me a plate. I'll come through. All right. I love you guys. Take care. Takes a village.